Good evening to you. I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb from the 11 Alive Weather Impact Team. On this Wednesday evening, we're on just a couple of minutes late there. We had an audio issue, but we're here with you now. And we have an 11 Alive Weather Impact Alert in effect for this weekend. And it's in effect mainly because of the really cold air that's going to be moving in. That's the main headline with this 11 Alive Weather Impact Alert. We're talking about prolonged cold weather beginning on Saturday and lasting through Monday morning. And we're going to go about 60 plus hours or so with temperatures below freezing. And even if on Sunday we get up to 33, it'll only be above freezing for just a brief period and then go back to the 20s here on Monday morning. And then finally by Monday afternoon, we'll go back into the 40s for highs and then warm even more a little bit later on in the week. So that's the main headline, the main reason why we are issuing this 11 Alive Weather Impact Alert. Now there's a secondary thing that we're watching as well, and that is, will any moisture be able to mix in with this cold air to give us any snow over parts of Georgia? And that's what we're going to be breaking down here in just a little bit. It's possible that we could see some flurries here in metro Atlanta, and then east of the city, the potential for maybe even some accumulating snow in some spots, especially as you get closer to the Georgia-South Carolina line and then over into the Carolinas as well. So the main thing, though, I want you to know is the cold is going to be here. You're going to need to wear extra layers because we're talking really cold air. You also might want to do some things. I know we've had a lot of winter events here this year, and hopefully you have winterized your house, but maybe there are some things that you do to take extra precautions when we have really cold air like this. Like, this could be a pipe freezing type cold or prolonged cold spell if you don't take care of your pipes and make sure your outdoor spigots are covered or either turned off from the inside to turn off that water source, or maybe even drip faucets if your home has certain pipes that might be susceptible for freezing. You'll want to keep that in mind here coming up this weekend. So this weekend cold, it is just going to be frigid with really below freezing temperatures pretty much throughout the entire weekend. And we may edge up to 33 for just a brief period on Sunday with some, if you want to call it, slightly warmer air moving in. But Saturday's high is only going to be around 28 degrees, maybe 33 on Sunday, back to 21 Monday morning before we go back to the 40s. Now the snow risk on Saturday is mainly to the east, where there could be some snow accumulations. We might have some flurries here, and really, to be honest with you, depending on the track of this area of low pressure out in the Atlantic, if it comes closer to the coast, then we may have some accumulations here in metro Atlanta. If it goes farther away from the coast, then those accumulations would stay mainly to the east of us. So the whole point, today's Wednesday, we're talking about, excuse me, on Saturday for this potential snow. So stay alert and just know that this is an evolving forecast. So just because we're talking about everything staying to the east of us tonight, tomorrow we might get new data showing the low coming closer to us, and maybe there would be some accumulations in the metro area. So we're just trying to let you know what we are seeing right now. It's an evolving forecast, so stay with us. Check back in with us tomorrow as we try to pinpoint where we think the best chances for snow will be. This is what we're looking at right now, and we're still not really assigning specific snow totals on this map. We just want to kind of give you some ranges just to let you know that we think here in metro Atlanta, we're just going to see a few snow flurries and a few snow showers around from Atlanta over to the east. But where you see this darker blue color here, getting over toward Clark County at Athens, maybe into areas of Jackson County, North Hall County, up into Franklin County, Habersham County, over to the east here near the Georgia-South Carolina line. That's where there could be some spots that could see possibly up to 2 inches of snow there. Again, no specifics for specific areas, just kind of a range here getting closer to the Georgia line. And then over into parts of South Carolina, north of Columbia, maybe up near Greenville, Spartanburg, there's the potential for maybe 4+ inches of snow in those areas. So the farther east that you go, the better chance of seeing some of that accumulating snow. And right here in Atlanta, we are right on the line. I don't think West Georgia would see any, but maybe here in Atlanta, based on the current track, of that coastal low that will be developing there off the coast of Georgia. Here is a look. I want to show this to you full screen. Here's a look at the different models. The GFS earlier was spreading the snow a little closer to Atlanta. Now it's pushing it more over to the east and not showing Atlanta getting much at all. Maybe curving around here in parts of North Georgia, maybe some areas to the north and west, seeing some of that show. But the GFS is showing that main rain or the main snow area for accumulations would be over to the east of us, but some impressive accumulations in parts of East Georgia, north of Athens, up 85 there, near Franklin County, going into maybe parts of Banks County there too, with some higher amounts of snow possible. The European model has been pretty consistent in bringing that snow line, the western part of that snow line, pretty much right up to Atlanta. But again, that would be really light amounts here, but then progressively higher amounts once you get over to the east. And again, some of those amounts closer to the Georgia-South Carolina line could be a little more impressive. So that's what we're going to be watching over the next couple of days, just the trend of whether or not that line keeps pushing away and holds in East Georgia, or if it stays where it is. So those are just the main things that we're watching right now in the modeling. The trend has been accumulating snow east of us and over into the Carolinas, and we here in Metro Atlanta mainly seeing some flurries. So we'll let you know through the next couple of days if that's going to change at all. Look at that low temperature this morning, 29 degrees, and look at the high today, 50. It's been a while since we've been up to 50 degrees. That's still 5 degrees below the average though. Tomorrow, we're looking at low temperatures in the 20s and highs generally in the mid-40s. I do think we're going to see a few more clouds out there today, trying to block out a little bit more of that sun, and that might inhibit the warming just a little bit into the afternoon. There's that low in the morning, 29 degrees. Then this afternoon, getting up to 50, not bad there at 3 and 4 o'clock. And now the sun's been down for a bit, and we're watching those temperatures fall again. But we do think we'll get down into the 20s again here tomorrow morning. So here's how we're looking right now, 39 at this hour. Most places in the mid and upper 30s around the metro area. LaGrange has already cooled down to 32 to the freezing mark. We have 35 in Canton. Rome, you're still holding on at 40 degrees, and then 30 degrees right now in Blairsville and Clayton, just a couple of degrees below the freezing mark. Here's a look at what we're watching for tomorrow. Starting off around 26, that's still cold, still below the average, but at least not 15 like it was yesterday, 14 or 15 degrees. And then getting up to 45 in the afternoon, a few more clouds mixing in with that sunshine at times here during the day. So here is that coastal low that we're going to be watching going into the weekend here. And this model showing it just off the coast, all right? And it's going to be moving up toward the north and also to the east, most likely becoming a pretty strong nor'easter once it gets up to the mid-Atlantic region and up toward New England too. So what we watch with this is, number one, where it's located, where it's going, and how strong it is. It's a counterclockwise flow. So this is going to be flowing like this, all right, like the arrows are showing, and it's going to be able to spin some of that moisture back into our area. And based on this location, we think that moisture, which would be in the form of snow flurries, would pretty much stop right at Atlanta. But you'll notice here, as you go more to the east, that snow could get a little heavier because there will be more abundant moisture moving into the cold air that is in place. If this low tracks more this way, then that would take that snow shield away from us. If this low tracks closer to the coast, then it would spread that snow shield closer to us, and that would increase our snow chances here for the Atlanta area. So what we're showing you right now is based on what we're seeing here from the models. And if that trend changes at all, we'll let you know that tomorrow and also going into the day on Friday too. So here is the forecast track based on what we're seeing out there right now. We will see on Thursday sunshine early on, mixing in with a few more clouds here during the day, blocking out the sun a little more. That's why we don't think we'll get up to 50 again tomorrow. But these clouds won't be giving us any rain. Then on Friday, additional moisture moving in, and this will have a little bit of rain with it later in the day on Friday. We're going to go with a low rain chance, mainly Atlanta southward, and that would be mainly rain as temperatures will be in the 40s in the afternoon here on Friday. Then comes Saturday, and that's when we're going to get the surge of cold air moving in, and See the northwesterly flow? That's all coming around that whole system here, and that's going to spread some of that moisture into our area. And this is the graph model showing maybe even some flurries back into northwest Georgia. But any flurries in West Georgia and in metro Atlanta, we think would be rather short-lived. Watch as we go through 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That snow shield is more over to the east of us, and it would be in those areas that would have snow a little bit longer where we could see some of those accumulations. And then that just kind of wraps up later in the day here on Saturday. So not an all-day event or anything like that. The other thing I want to make sure you know with this is that any type of winter weather that we have here this weekend, it would be snow, not sleet, not freezing rain. The last time we had the situation where we had the wedge where the temperatures were warmer up above that shallow layer of cool air, so the raindrops were coming down as raindrops and then hitting a surface where it was freezing, causing ice. In this situation, the entire column of air is going to be below freezing, so it would be snow the whole way down. And looking like a pretty dry snow as well. So it would be fluffy, it wouldn't be a wet snow, it would be kind of hard to make snowballs with it. It would be a real powdery type of snow there. So we're going to be chilly the next couple of days with lows in the 20s and high temperatures in the 40s. Then on Saturday, all right, watch that Arctic blast that's going to move in here. That's going to drop those temperatures Saturday morning into the lower 20s, and then high temperatures on Saturday, not even up to freezing, not even up to 30 degrees. We're going to see a high around 28 degrees in the afternoon hours. Then we drop down into the teens on Sunday morning, and then generally hold there in the right around 33 for a high on Sunday afternoon, and then back to the 20s we think Monday morning before we go back up into the 40s. So here's a look at that. Mid-20s and upper 20s Thursday and Friday, then 25 for a low Saturday, but only moving up a few degrees in the afternoon to possibly 27 or 28. Sunday morning down to 15, Monday morning down to 21. That's going to be some really cold mornings. And then for the afternoon, you can see mid-40s the next couple of days. There's that high Saturday of only 28. We may get above freezing just briefly Sunday afternoon at 33, just 1 degree above freezing, and then back down below freezing again. Monday morning starting in the 20s, but then by the afternoon Monday, we're back up to 44 degrees, and temperatures will be slowly moderating a little bit more for the rest of the week. We're thinking Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll see high temperatures that get back up into the 50s, and that's going to actually feel kind of toasty here for this time of year. So take a look at that chilly day, Thursday, as well as a chilly day on Friday, maybe a couple of showers coming in later on Friday. Then heading into Saturday, it gets cold. A low of 25, a high of 28, down to 15 Sunday morning with a high of 33. 21 Monday morning, and then a high of 44. So that's why we have that 11 Alive weather impact alert for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday with that really cold air in place. Also watching for the potential for some flurries there on Saturday. But then we start trying to thaw out a little bit. Mornings are still going to be chilly though on Tuesday down to 28, but highs up to 50, and then right down to freezing on Wednesday at 32 with a high of 51 degrees. So yeah. Just be aware, the really cold air for the weekend. The snow is just the secondary worry that we have for Saturday because, again, the way it looks now, any accumulations would be more to the east of us. But some of our eastern counties, we're going to be dealing with it, so we'll be here for you to track it for you. Thanks for watching this extended weather update here on 11 Alive and Weather Impact 24/7. We are also going to have another update for you coming up tonight at 11 o'clock on 11 Alive News. And then, of course, extended streams throughout the day here on Thursday, Friday, and into the weekend, too.